Hello, welcome to my personal project, Marshtown. Marshtown is an animation project I've been working on for quite some time now. And if you want to know more about it, you can click the link in the description below. Today, I'm going to be working on character design, and I'm going to be working on the main character from the short film that I'm in the process of making. So let's get on with it. What we're looking at here is a painting that I did many years ago. A digital painting, obviously, you can see that. And I've mentioned this many times in other videos, but I'm going under the realistic assumption that this is the first video of mine that you're watching. And thank you, by the way. I came up with a backstory for both of these characters, and I guess that was so that I could figure out what they would be doing in the painting, as this was probably the first full-blown illustration that I had tried. Everything else had been studies. And the fairy there, Celeste, she's the main protagonist in the story that I'm writing. I'm going to work on the design for her today. This quick sketch here is like a figure drawing study, and this is very much based on the painting, as you can see by the dress there. I quite liked the shape design to this, but I fear maybe it's not very simple. This porcelain doll looking character is another figure study, and I took some pictures and drew over them and then simplified her figure into simple shapes. I took out all of the detail, and this is what I was left with. This is the body type that I want to represent. It's what I feel is beautiful, and so this is I want my character to look this way. Now you can see I'm using that figure study and I'm drawing a character over the top. Well, I'll go through lots of different changes, but I feel like I more or less came up with a design that I liked straight away. But I tried different variants. So you'll see me changing the hairstyle a bit, adding some flowers here and there, trying different kind of dresses, colours, that sort of thing. I'm trying to figure out how it would work three-dimensionally, then that goes away. And now I'm going to try a different variant on clothing. You'll see me try different hairstyles, different accessories, different dress types. For the flowers, I'm using a reference of a lady schmuck. I wrote a little note here to say I could maybe use the veins of the petals to describe the contours. That would probably be too many details to animate that. And this, I tried to do a long dress version, and this hairstyle, I'm not sure what I'm doing. There seems to be a mixture of dreadlocks and Princess Leia buns. I don't know. I was trying to make something interesting there. I had the idea on the right hand picture there to maybe have her hair made of grass. So you could see there's a few different colours of grass in there. Again, just like with the veins, I ended up deciding that may be a bit complex. It would be too much, really. Better to keep things simple. And here I'm trying out different styles of wings. The one on the left there is very much inspired by the dark crystal. The one on the right are more traditional, more of a Disney type wings there. And now just lots of different shapes. The one on the right there, my daughter liked that one, but I thought it just looked a little bit evil. I don't know, just the shape design made it look threatening. And I don't want her to look threatening. And these ones, they're nice, but they look quite complex and possibly difficult to animate. Another variant on the dark crystal style wings on the left there. Now I'm introducing some antennae, which I liked, that I was quite keen on. And here now I'm looking at silhouette. You can see I ticked the one on the left. I was trying to decide on the wings, what would be the best silhouette for the wings. And the one on the right, they're all very clumped together. And when it's coloured, okay, you can see it fine. But on the one on the left, you can clearly see where the figure ends, where those butterfly type wings are. And the antennas sort of give another clear indication of the silhouette. The other thing that you can see more clearly on the one on the left is you can make out her shoulders, her hair, you can kind of see where her arms are and her hands are, whereas the one on the right, you can't see any of that. It's all clumped together with the wings, and it just doesn't read very clear on the one on the right. And the one on the left reads a little bit clearer, but I'm going to carry on with that and produce even more clarity later on. I quite liked the orange flowers that I put in her hair, but I thought instead of having two little flowers there that don't really stand out that much, it might be better silhouette wise and readability wise to just have one large orange flower. And you see in the silhouette, you can see the difference now. The one on the right is the one with the two different flowers, the two smaller flowers. You can't even see them at all in the silhouette. It doesn't read at all, but they are there with the one large orange flower. Now you can clearly see the flower in the silhouette. And the little points on the side of the head there you can see are the ears. And maybe, you can't see the ears completely, but you get a little indication of where they are there. The other thing that I've tried to clear up on the left-hand side there is you can see two legs. And on the one on the right, they're much more pressed together, so you can't see the two different legs there. So I think the silhouette again reads a little bit clearer on the left. Now I've got three different silhouettes there. I'm playing around with the size of the head on the other two, so you can see the one in the middle, there's much larger hair, much larger head, and also I've managed to add a bit more clarity to where the arms are and where the hips are. So on the right hand one there, which is the clearest of all of the designs, that silhouette is using the top half from the first design on the left there and the bottom half from the second design in the middle there. So you can see much more clarity on the lower half of her body on that final design there. And this is what that silhouette would look like in colour. Now I'm really going for a very simplified design just to try it out. If I could use very minimalistic cartoon style and still read that character, and I think it's working. Although the wings are slightly different. On the previous one we were just looking at, there's 6 wings and 2 antennae. This we've got 4 wings and 2 antennae, so we've lost 2 wings there. And now just playing around with the hue and saturation, I can try lots of different color combinations and see if anything jumps out at me. And eventually I come back to the previous design that I was working on and try it out with the 4 wings and 4 antennae instead of the 6 wings. So on the right you can see the old design with lots of details in the wings, lots of different shapes in there, and lots of different blades of grass in her hair, and the veins on the leaves there, and the 6 wings and the 4 antennae, and just a little bit too much going on there. And on the left there, we've got the clearer silhouette of the hips and the arms, the lack of details in the hair, much simpler hair, but still there's enough going on to make it interesting, and we've still got that flower there. And only 4 wings, not 6, which is going to be a lot less to animate, and just looks a lot cleaner, a lot better, I think. So that is getting pretty close to the final design now, and so I'm going to do a little time-lapse painting of her in a pose, just to see what it would look like with her not just standing with her arms by her side in a completely static pose. another one of her flying, because she's gonna be doing some of that at some point. And now this speed painting is a colour change. You can see that I've mainly been sticking with that blue colour there, and I wanted to use orange and greens instead. So this is my orange and green variant on the simplified design, and there's a couple of changes here. There's no blush on her cheeks, there's no white in her eyes. The leaves on the dress are a different shape, and I've added a slight gradient to them, so they go from light orange down to a dark, more saturated orange. And I've also, this is a little bit subtle, but I've added a multiply layer to the hips and just the top of the thigh there, and so that you can see through the petal and still make out the shape of her body underneath the petal, which makes it look to me a little bit more like a leaf and less like cloth. Here's the same idea with pink, but now I feel like I'm dancing around the colour wheel a bit too much. The pink wasn't working for me. And now you're going to see the very final designs for the colour. And as you can see by the titles written above these two final variants, I've actually based these colours on existing butterflies and not just picked random colours to see how I feel about them. You've got the common blue butterfly on the right and the monarch butterfly on the left. And I feel like the monarch butterfly just looks simpler and more appealing to me. I do like the common blue butterfly design, but I think that the monarch butterfly colour scheme is just using maybe fewer colours, and it looks easier to animate, simpler to see. There's not a lot to distract the eye. It's all sort of guiding the eye to the character's face. And I feel like with the common blue butterfly, you've got blue here and grey there and a bit of green down there and the flesh, and then there's the flower, and there's a little bit too much going on. My eyes, I feel like when I look at the blue one, my eyes are dancing around the picture a bit more. When I look at the monarch butterfly design, my eyes go straight to the middle of the picture. I look at her face, and that's kind of what I want when people are watching it. I want them to read the character's emotions. I don't want their eyes dancing around too much. I think it's a stronger design, and I think it will work better in the film. So we're going to go with that monarch butterfly. Plus there's the added bonus of I can add the fact that monarch butterflies are poisonous, and that can be a defense mechanism that she can use in the story somewhere. Differences that you'll notice, or you may not notice, is that her arms, I wanted to make sure that you could tell where the forearm began and where the upper arm ended, and where the hinge would be. And on the first, every time I tried to draw a curvy arm, I ended up drawing something that looked like a muscular arm. And the detail that did it for me was to tuck the elbow in, and so you get this tiny little bit overhanging flesh around the elbow, and that says to me that this is not a muscular arm. This is, for want of a better word, a chubby arm. And with that, I think we've reached the final design, I may do some further videos on Celeste. I do absolutely plan to do a character turnaround, and I will probably do a character sheet, so you can expect some videos on those. But for now, thank you very much for watching if you have, and I hope that you have a brilliant, great, productive day and a creative day. And I'll see you later. Bye.